We're really super glad to see you guys on our next generation cyber Wi-Fi talk. And today we are going to discuss about our approach, how to teaching security operation team on how to detect cyber attacks, how to mitigate cyber attacks, and how to configure cybersecurity tools for many different infrastructure types. Okay, let's go. My friend Ilya and I, we are researchers in information security field, and we are conducting penetration tests on daily basis. And constantly we face with defense and blue team during our projects. And very often, but also, we stay undetected. So we have decided to make brief research on why this is happening. And today, our talk will be as follows. We're talking about actual problems in security operation team. Then we will discuss about existing methods to solve mentioned problems, discuss about drawbacks and benefits of teaching security operation team through traffic replay, CTF like attack defense, and quiz gaming. After, we will try imagine ideal solution for teaching security operation team and requirements for this. After all, we demonstrate you how we realize these requirements in our teaching solution, which called AMPIRE. Also, we're talking about technical issues, technical problems which we faced while we realized this solution. And of course, we show you what benefits you could get if you use this approach. Let's begin with the SOC operation problem. Due to ABM data breach report, in this year, incident detection and reaction time is 279 days. 279 days. This is much more longer than last year, yeah? This concludes there are several important issues related with use of cybersecurity tools, skills of configuration, skills of detection and mitigation cyber attack consequences, and also maybe due to intercommunication between blue team and security operation team, monitoring team and responder team. And what is the main problem? Think about it. Modern security operation center includes at least minimum 3 key roles: incident responder, security operation analyst, and threat hunter, yeah? Based on the role names, this is dream team, which can save the world from any cyber attack, yeah? But why not highly skilled hacker compromise his system? Right, we have several clues. And problem number 1, you can see a screenshot from Emerging Threat website containing open rules for Snore database. And we can see this rule alerts security operation team if there are Python user agent in the request. Okay, surely, normal user not use Python for surf internet or maybe open internet pages such as fbi.com, yeah? But what if you're a hacker? Is it really hard to bypass? Of course, no. After Googling how I can change my user agent in a Python request, you give an answer. And for any security operation team, you're a normal user. Let's look at another example. Many of rules are built as follows. If count of connection time, if count attempts connect to host or login attempt greater than 5 per minute, then security operation team block his IP address and mark he's a hacker. But reality is that many years, its list of most popular passwords look like this, yeah? And many information security tools aim to check one password for many hosts, for several hosts. For example, CrackMapExec allows not only to replay password hashes, but to check one password on several hosts. And for security team, we are again a normal user. And trouble number 3. Due to checkpoint, there are around 33 million attacks per day, including dangerous ones, and but mostly there are bots and script kiddies, yeah? As you know, if you imagine of these events in IDS dashboard, it's really hard to highlight important attack vectors that could compromise your system. And if you should pay attention to all hits, you wouldn't have time to react. This is why average incident responder time is at 279 days. And after defining all problems in the security operation team, we are talking about existing methods for solve this problem. And first of one is called of business games, lectures, quiz game. You may know about such events when information security specialists are divided in groups and trainer asks questions. And trainer give a right answer for these questions for different situations that may arise during real cyber attack. Yes, that's an interesting approach, but this approach have benefits and drawbacks. Benefits is organizational costs and only one restrictions for teaching. This is room size. But drawbacks, this is only theoretical knowledge and only simple attack vectors. Method number 2. Actually, it was created to test ADS rules and identify false positive in IDS rules. Network traffic replay, which approach could be used to demonstrate many vulnerability and not need to have professional training attacks and not have any professional trainer. Drawbacks for this method are always identical behavior and two simple attacks vectors. And method number 3, CTF. CTF is a great approach, yes, but unfortunately even with also methods there are drawbacks. Complexity of infrastructure maintains and inability to repeat specific attacks because every attacks per team in CTF. And also there are only one infrastructure. And if you want to teach one team on the office network and you want to teach to another team on the bank office, what to do? So we decided to try answer all mentioned questions and create our solution. What is the cyber training? Cyber training is an event where information security professionals with different level of training teach on how to detect and mitigate cyber attack consequences. So Cyber Polygon is a platform where cyber training can be conducted. So firstly, you need to elaborate list of requirements and create Cyber Polygon core, which will include majority of previously benefits and have the possibility to adapt as per user request. Now let's move on requirements. First of all, personalized simultaneous trainings. The platform needs to have possibility to train security operation team to detect, analyze, and mitigate cyber attacks, different attack vectors. For every infrastructure, we should have personalized attack scenarios. Next one. Possibility to use different reaction tools as per security operation team. And this is needed because different teams use their own tools. Our mission is to provide the Cyber Polygon with variety of open source and proprietary solution to simulate a real-world infrastructure, like Cisco, Seconian open source, Palo Alto, and Checkpoint. And another important requirement to our platform is availability. Availability for trainer who select infrastructure and conduct cyber training. Possibility to select typical attack vector for selected infrastructure. And SOC student who has access to reaction tools interface and every host infrastructure and interface to interact with trainer and with other students for communication. And also possibility to conduct parallel trainings on different infrastructure. If you want to teach one group on the network templates and another group on the bank office, например. Every training will have only necessary reaction tools which are used in typical infrastructure. And let's collect our requirements in one slide. These automated attacks, multiple simultaneous trainings, and personalized trainings. And of course, infrastructure is customizable and easy for use for trainer, for students, and repeatable attack scenarios and fully autonomous. Finally, all these requirements was implemented in our teaching platform, AMPIRE. Now I want to talk about key features of this platform. Let's start with many network templates. We have two main templates such as Bridge Office and Enterprise Office. During cyber training, our platform uses and raises real infrastructure consisting of virtual machine. At any moment, students have possibility to interact with any of these hosts. And templates have network segmentation and traffic emulation real users. One of many attack in our platform, name is CatchDB. Fully autonomous attackers start in map scanning, found HTTP host with Drupal 8, use Drupal Guidon, and after provide internal scanning service, found SSH, and provide SSH brute force, use post-exploitation techniques, and after DB compromise. This platform easy for teacher, have friendly interface, and easy for student. And now students are divided into two groups, who detect events and who check these detects and fix vulnerability in this platform. The second group, using information from first group and knowledge about virtual infrastructure, tries to fix vulnerabilities such as SQL injection, reverse engineering tasks, and log and containing configuration through admin panel. And of course, we have this amazing dashboard like CTF for feedback between trainers and students. And now, Ilya, show you this platform.
I'll show you how to interact with the platform. We have recorded a video. We wanted to make like a live demo, but due to issues, we will show you a video. If you want, we will show you after the presentation the live one. So, as Sergey mentioned, the system have different roles for the teacher, for the students. They are divided into two groups, the reaction team and mitigation team. Let's log in as a teacher. We have a dashboard with all the trainings that this teacher have been created previously, with incident created by the students. With in the top part, you can see it has 7 users created, 3 templates available, 3 trainings. You can see them on the left part. And 1 incident created by the user. The user tab has all students it ever created, and the groups he has assigned them to. So he can create the users, assign them to groups to know which users can pass or assign them to specific training groups. Let's create a new group and assign users to this group. So you fill like login, first name, last name, email, and assign users to a specifically created new group. So after the group is created, we can create the training. So you can see the list of trainings completed. They are finished, and the progress status, for instance, the second training is failed on 72%, so you know it's not been finished. So we create a new training, DefCamp 2019. Click continue. Select the template. Every template has the attack script connected to this template. On the image you can see the list of boxes and IP addresses. This information also available for the student during the infrastructure investigation. So we select an office template, select the scenario. It has 1 scenario, the Polygon. Another template has the name of big oil company. It is much bigger than the previous ones, many subnets. And also with different scenarios connected to them. Let's select the attack on database and continue. We select the group, SOC students, continue, and we should select the detection team. All the other students automatically pass to mitigation team. The training is appeared on screen. It's still not started. So to start them, you should use another screen with which contains all information about this training. Let's go to the dashboard. That's the main dashboard that you previously saw. So select the training, DefCamp 2019. You can see at the left side the main vulnerabilities that should be mitigated to successfully complete the training by the students. The monitoring team, the defense team, and the right side, the incidents created by the monitoring team. The logs from the script are available below the 3 main boxes, and you click a start button and the script starts to penetrate the network. So he's still in progress. The 3% logs are appearing on the screen, and now we will log in as monitoring students to see what is available for him. A little pause to admire the beauty of this screen. 1 second. So the main dashboard. Incident tabs contain the only previously created incident, and when the users are start to create the new ones, they will appear on this screen. Yes, we log in with another account. The student is in a group of monitoring team. So he has information about trainings completed and still in progress. So he selects the DefCamp, the incidents are empty. So he uses a link to the sensor or cybersecurity tool he uses to detect the anomalies in traffic. He logs in and uses the events. It's like you can use any ideas or a solution you like. So he investigates the events that are now appeared. So he sees the map script engine is detected on the user agent. He can investigate the packet. He sees the destination, the source address of attack. The new events are appearing constantly, and this is how he may assume that something happened on the network. It's a simple example, but of course you can use another tools or more complex, it depends on what you want to teach the students. So after detection of an incident, he sees the emerging threat exploit PHP rule fired up. So he may investigate the rule and find that he finds information that it was executed at Drupal, web page contains Drupal. So he knows the source and destination addresses, and he now may create an incident to monitor to reaction team to solve the issue or try to investigate what happened in the network. So he creates an incident, gives us a name, also fills the source address, the affected host, the indicators that might contain information how he received this information about this incident. Maybe he used the EDS, maybe he used another tool. So he fills all the fields and the date also. Today's date. The time. And he might upload the file containing packet capture to, if reaction team is unsure, he can check also the file and may make some conclusions. description about the incident for direction team. It will be much more easier to investigate if he knows information about what happened and why the reaction team thought that it's real incident. In the recommendations, he puts the check this host or block this host or investigate if it's another attack and investigate it. So he created an incident. It has a score. The trainer can also see this incident and rate it from 0 to 5. Also, there are a chat window, like if the monitoring, or the reaction team or the trainer doesn't understand something, he can write a comment and find out another clue or something. So it was the trainer. He just marked the vulnerability or the incident card with the 5 stars. So now we can log in as a reaction team member. Also the same screen, the trainings, the incidents created by the PHP Drupal exploit. He investigates it, sees the affected host, and using he has a link to his working computer, can RDP to it, and he now in the network, it's in the training network itself, like using his computer inside it, like information security officer computer inside the vulnerable network. So any tools can be pre-installed there to solve the issues. He checks the web page of the affected host. While it's loading, she can use the SSH to connect to this host and investigate the operating system or logs. So he sees that the browser loaded the web page. This is a Drupal 8. He finally she managed to log in, and he uses the netstat to find out that the session is established from the attacker host to this host. To mitigate the Drupal Gidon vulnerability, she may update the Drupal, or she may disable the user registration functionality through which the payload was delivered. So he uses his credentials and disables the user registration functionality. All key attacks are checked with the scripts if they were mitigated. So when she fixes the information about that the issue is mitigated, will automatically be shown on the trainers and the students and the main screen. I'll show you later the main screen that contains all information for this particular training available to the users who are watching the training. So we see that Drupal Gidon 2 was mitigated, and what if student decides just to shut down the host. The script also checks this, and if the host is shut down, the status of vulnerability will in color show you that the issue is not mitigated and the service is unavailable for use. This main dashboard contains also key vulnerabilities, the time left for this training, the status of incidents created, mitigated, and the statistics. So this can be shown for any users because the information about the vulnerability is without the names. So he shuts down the host, and 1 second. And after the host shut down and passes a several amount of time, without responding, the vulnerability will change its color to blue, and this is how the trainer or another students know that the vulnerability is not fixed. So this was the quick demonstration of the platform and integration between trainers and the users. So when we developed the platform, we faced with several technical issues I want to share with you. So for instance, sometimes when you do the penetration test, you use the meterpreter. So once we developed one of our scripts, we noticed that sometimes the SSH connection with the host doesn't work. So we tried to investigate what happens. And we noticed when you use the pivoting in the meterpreter, not the default meterpreter, not the Python, not PHP, the standard meterpreter, the SSH packets are reversed, are get in reversed order sometimes. So we Googled and we found that this vulnerability exists for 2 or 3 years and nobody fixed this. So be aware if you used this and were unable to find the password for when brute forcing, so it might be the case. Also, one of the technical issues was the instance isolation, because you may have several parallel trainings, and for the students, the template 1 and template 2 need to be completely isolated from each other. So we created a different network with a static addressing and with dynamic addressing. The network with the dynamic addressing is above the network of the static addressing. The static addressing network is the vulnerable enterprise, and the dynamic addressing contains the hosts needed for the services that sends the statistics to a dashboard and to interaction with the trainers and the users. So another problem you might face if you develop something similar is you need a span port, of course, and the span port should be different for each of the networks, because you cannot send the information about the network traffic to another training. So to solve this, you can write a custom configuration to the virtual switch. As if you use VMware, it contains the virtual switch. Also, the open source solutions also has the open virtual switch, so you can configure them. What can be done with this platform? You can, of course, train the SOC teams. You can also train, replace the automatic attacker with the real attacker, and also complete different events. We passed 1 or 2 trainings, and the feedback was really positive, even from the people who are in this field, and not only the students who just learn in cybersecurity field. So also, you can use this platform to write some tools. Because you have the infrastructure, you can test your tools on this platform. You can, of course, teach students and teach students to communicate, because during one of our events we saw that even the students, the monitoring team and reaction team, were near each other. They didn't communicate because they were asking us why we can find in one step how the attacker penetrated from this segment to another. And another team said in front of them, they knew the answer, but they did not cooperate with them. So also you can use such platforms to test the hardware, for instance, compare IDS solutions, firewalls, and other tools needed to detect the attacks. What's for the future? We plan to, it's like a concept, not like a really major product. We want to create the attack and network network builders to give the possibility to trainer to create the new infrastructures and the attacks from some primitives that they have pre-programmed. Also, you can create some certifications based on such platforms. Okay. Thank you for this, for visiting. That's all. Maybe questions?
So since you are providing trainings, I believe that this will be a valid question. Would you be so kind to go back to the slide 6?
Slide 6, okay.
Yes. So here you have a description of threat hunter being a guy who is performing automatic scans to determine if there are some vulnerabilities in the network. This is clearly outside of the scope for threat hunting. Threat hunting is based on assumption that the network is already compromised, and the threat hunter is working in order to prove or disprove the hypothesis, like, for example, exfiltration of the data using DNS requests.
Mm-hmm.
So you may want to correct that.
Okay, thank you for this.
Thank you. Okay.
I'm just curious if you have a public trial version for us to try this out.
We can discuss, or if you're interested, we can, yes, show you something. But now it's unavailable publicity through the internet.
All right, so you just sell it to customers, right?
No, we don't sell it yet. It's like
it's in the beginning phase.
like a proof of work or something.
I see. Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah. Thank you. We have another one, and then we can take yours.
There are a scoreboard for students or something, or how in which way the teams are created for developing?
No, it's not only for students, it's also to improve the skills of accessing teams, but of course, firstly, there need to be implemented the real scenarios and more complexity added to the network itself and the field with the solutions you want to be in this product.
And you have to be a qualified teacher to create teams or get access to various platform.
The teachers are not to be highly qualified because they can use the platform and the attacks are automated. So
the purpose of teacher is to create a group or also create some tasks for students.
Now it creates only a group and selects from predefined, pre-created tasks and fires the training.
Okay.
So if he has skills, yes, he can access the platform and modify the script. But from the interface now it's unavailable.
Okay, thank you. We have another one here.
How long does it take you to build a new network schematic or a new sort of attack?
It's now it's not really hard because like
I
it
know
depends. It depends on the size, but like we have the components, it's not really long, but like months around with the attacks.
What I've noticed in the presentation is that the solution is probably based on VMware, and you are probably having the machines pre-scripted before, and you just raise them up. So the original question that I wanted to ask is, do you actually change the passwords for the accounts to improve reusability of scenarios, or you don't do that?
The passwords.
The passwords for the accounts, I mean, you create an entire infrastructure there. But there are tools that would allow you to change the credentials for the users in the Active Directory or install different software patches or do stuff like that.
Of course, even so you can build the boxes from the Vagrant or some. Yeah. From the beginning, or no? But now you can use, like, I know. Yes. No, the scenarios, it's not really long, like, but it depends on complexity also.
Okay, you have a mic.
Hello. Thank you for the presentation. It's really interesting. But I was wondering where we can find some updates, because you said it's not on the internet. You are working on this project, and when we're gonna be finished?
We plan in half a year to finish all what we want, so you can contact us if you're interested.
It's only for companies. Maybe the project will gonna be like Hack the Box, or maybe for all the students in.
We wanted to build a cloud version, but we need to raise an infrastructure. It's like a cost of money, so it depends on what the future of the project will be.
So the solution is for the companies to buy infrastructures and also the software from you.
Now, yes.
Now this is okay. Thank you.
So we can take one more?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, so we have here.
Regarding the infrastructure, you're using classical VMs or Docker technology?
VMs, classical.
Classical. Have you thought about using Docker?
Yes, we can, but the problem is the real boxes are more more real. And for the training, the SOC teams that works with the real infrastructure, I suppose that more convenient to use VMware. But if you need to use FreeBSD, how you can raise it on Docker, for instance? So.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, the last one.
Hello. Can you emulate the layer 2 network attacks such as ARP spoofing, etc.? I'm asking because virtual switches works not like real switches. They don't have real MAC address tables and so on.
We can implement also the switches as virtual boxes. For instance, if you like to emulate this kind of attacks and develop the scenarios containing the spoofing, we can use the virtual, not virtual switches, but the images of real switches.
Like you can use emulators like EvenG or some
like this.
things.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you again, guys.